Alright, this is Fakafon's review of Rogue Legacy. Rogue Legacy is a roguelike type of game. If you're not sure what it means, I went on the interwebs to find a definition for you. It's... Well, okay, let's just call it a platformer RPG then. Rogue Legacy's story kinda goes like this. Some guy enters a secret castle and kills the king because the king's an asshole. Then the screen goes white and you come in again, but as a different guy this time. The game's gimmick is that every time you die, you come back as one of your descendants, which basically means that every time you die, you lose all the progress you've made. So that's why you keep getting money in the game to buy some upgrades that will last forever. Unlike leveling up in normal games where your character will get stronger every time, this time it's just your whole family becomes stronger. So you buy some new weapons, you buy some new armor, you buy some magic runes that help you do magic stuff, and you buy some upgrades to your castle that will last, well, basically forever. So if you buy some strength upgrade, they will last for your descendants, for your other generations. If you buy armor upgrade, if you equip more stuff, if you get some better classes, you get better magic, better HP, etc., etc. And you can also get some helpers to help you in the game. So you get the blacksmith who can make you some new weapons, you get the medium that can sell you some magic runes, and you get a guy, he's an architect, and what he can do is lock down the castle, so all the progress you've made throughout the castle is kept. The problem is you'll get less money if you do that. But it's still pretty good, so let's say you got really far and you died like just before the boss, then you don't have to redo the whole castle again, you can just get there immediately. It's actually kind of Dracula's castle in the Castlevania game where it keeps changing every time you re-enter it. So well, that guy just keeps it locked, so it doesn't change anymore. I got sidetracked. I was actually talking about the plot. Anyway, so you go back to the castle and you read through a lot of journals that are lying around, and it's basically the journal of the first guy who entered the castle. It's your ancestor, and it's basically describing everything he's doing, like the places he's going, the enemies he's facing, blah blah blah. But eventually you realize that the reason he finally killed the king is because when he got to the last room of the castle, well, the king was there with the Fountain of Youth, and that motherfucker never shared the secret with anybody. And not only that, because the king would have the Fountain of Youth, he would never die. So no one would ever succeed his throne, and every one of his sons would be just left on the side like, fuck you, assholes, I'll be there forever. And he was pissed, he was like, ah, you suck, yeah. And the king was like, oh no. And now, of course, when you get to the last room, your ancestor is there, and he's evil, so you kill him. And you go back to your family. Woo! Anyway, so yeah, when you go through the game, you kill some enemies, the enemies drop money, and with that money, you buy those upgrades. And every time you go back to the castle, you will lose all of that money. There is an upgrade that makes you lose less money, but it still sucks. So then what exactly do you fight inside the castle, right? I bet you're all curious to know. You want to know, huh? You want to know? Yeah, you want to know. What do you fight inside the castle? You want to know? You want to know? I'm going to tell you. You fight some skeletons, you fight some flying skeletons, you fight some giant flying skeletons, and slimes. I'm sure there's other types of enemies, but they're not important. What is important to know though is that enemies have projectiles, and they'll screw you over if you're not careful. Enemies gang up on you, and they're all pretty fucking strong, so if you want to make it through this game, you gotta be hardcore, because this game will not give you any chances. I guess I can understand evil mages that want to kill you, or corrupt knights that want to destroy you, but I never understood why spikes wanted to kill you. I haven't done anything to spikes. I never touched a spike. Is my character anti-spike? Do spikes hate humans? Or knights? Or whatever the fuck? In fact, I think the spikes hate everyone because if you throw an enemy in the spikes, it kills them. Yeah, what the fuck's up with the spikes, man? What the hell did the spikes ever do to me? Do to them, I mean. The spikes are evil. Be careful of the spikes. I hate spikes. Fucking spikes, they kill me more times than you know. I hate spikes. The castle is separated in 4 areas, each with their own unique bosses. First you enter like the normal castle, then you can go to the forest, which is located to the right, then you can go to the tower, which is located to the north, up above, and then you can go to the basement, and this is where the shit gets real because the enemies are way harder and it's dark everywhere and there's gloom and stuff. Each of these areas have a unique boss, so let's say you're in the castle, you're gonna fight a giant eye that shoots blood. If you're in the forest, you're gonna fight a giant skeleton that spawns more skeletons. Going in the tower means you'll face off against a bomb from Final Fantasy. And finally, if you go down below, you'll fight a giant slime. Now you might find it difficult to defeat a slime with just your normal sword, which is why you have multiple classes in this game. You're not just stuck with a guy with a sword and a shield. You have the normal knight, but you also have the barbarian, the mage, the ninjas, the liches, the dragon guy. All of these guys have special unique abilities that make them more appropriate for certain situations. But to be honest, at the end of the game, you're probably just going to use the mage or the knave because they become invisible and can't get hurt, and the mage can stop time. Like for if you get a lot of mana, you can do it for a while, so you just wail on bosses and they die. By the way, the dragon guy, I have never found a use for this guy. He fucking sucks, and every time I play, I just die. I don't get it. Personally, my favorite guy is the Knight guy, just because he has a shield. And that might sound incredibly stupid, but he can block anything. Anything. Those spikes that always kill me, I can block them, and then I just double jump the fuck out of there and I'm safe. That's amazing. Now, like I said, each class has a unique ability, but every class can also use some spells. And most of the time, your spells include throwing a knife or throwing an axe. Yeah, except for the mages who have a little bit more of a variety of spell, like some of them can summon crows or others can have like a ring of fire. It's pretty cool. In addition to all that, your character will also have some unique traits that will affect the gameplay a little bit. Like for example, some people can only see in black and white, some people run a little bit faster, some people can destroy furniture to gain mana, and some people are gay. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it took me 20 hours to finally figure out what the fuck gay does. And at the end of the game, when you go back home, you're, with your kids and your life mate. And if you're gay, it's basically you're just the same gender. That's it. Man, that's about it. It's just an action platformer. You jump around, you slash with your sword, you die, and you buy some new upgrades so you become better next time. I guess the last thing I'll mention is that every time you enter a new important part of the castle, like a branching path or a boss, you'll get a teleporter to go back there when you lock the castle. They kind of act like a funicular for you to travel around the castle.
What?
And yeah, that's the end of my review, guys. I highly recommend the game. It's a fun game. It has a lot of it's fun to play a lot. And once you finish the game once, you can do some new game plus, which makes the enemies harder, but they give better cash prizes. And also, if you see a blue chest, chances are you're not gonna get it because it can screw you over sometimes. All the time. You'll know what I'm talking about when you play the game. Alright, see you guys. Rogue Legacy is a game that's a roguelike. Yeah. Nice take, dude. Alright, we're done here.
Call it a day.
Rogue Legacy's Rogue Legacy, the game's gimmick is every time you die, you come back as another one of your I was gonna say ancestors. What's the opposite of ancestor? Fuck. I know it in French. Um, come in as one of your child, I guess. I don't wait. Tabarnak. You come in as one of your. Fuck! Now I'm sure you're all curious to know. My phone's ringing. Cool. In addition to all that, all of your generations will perish under my thumb. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm tired.